I will be totally honest with you, I kind of hate doing this stance. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are working on empty stance or Xubu. I think this is Wushu's most difficult stance. It's called empty stance in that one leg is empty and the other leg is full, so all of your weight is on one leg, which makes it very difficult to do. It is not easy, but you didn't pick Wushu because you like to do easy things. So today we're gonna work on empty stance. As always, the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is get fully warmed up. I will put a link in the description to a full body warm-up follow along that you can do. It will get you stretched and all of your blood moving. One additional thing that you'll want to do for training empty stance is work on your ankle mobility. So because the stance is so low and you're all on one leg, it requires you to put your knee over your foot forward, which is a limiting factor for some people, and it makes the stance a whole lot harder than it needs to be. Warm up your body fully as well as work on your ankle mobility. So in the stance, all of your weight is on one leg, and this requires your knee to be over your foot. You can see that if I can't get my knee over my foot, then it'll be harder for me to get into that lower stance without falling off balance. So if you're having trouble getting into the stance, you should check your ankle mobility and work on it. Some simple ways to do this are just pushing your knee over your foot. If you have a weight that you can put on top, you can use that as well to just explore that area back and forth, trying to decrease the angle between your foot and your shin. Luckily, topics like mobility are well covered here on YouTube, so I will put some links in the description to some reputable resources. Let's talk about the idea of empty stance and what it actually looks like. For empty stance, one leg is empty and the other is full. All of your weight, or almost all of your weight, is on one leg. This lets the other leg be available for attacking or defending. To get into the stance, you'll have your standing foot 45 degrees outward, and then your other foot will be about one step of space in front of you. You will sit down as low as you can, trying to keep all of your weight on that back leg. There are many different hand positions that you can have in empty stance. As your hands come higher and farther back, it makes the stance more difficult to do because you're loading that supporting leg even more. I would say the easiest thing that you can do with your hands is just blocking down to the side. So if I'm extending on my left side, I'll block to the right side. More difficult variations include bringing our hands up a little bit. This is a hook and a block. Bringing your hands over your head. And I think that the most difficult one is having one hand up behind you. A couple more notes on this stance. The first is that rather than having your hips squarely facing forward, you can turn them to the side a little bit. You can turn them to the side a little bit. This gives you even more control over that front leg and makes the posture more alive. As you get lower in the stance, your body will naturally want to lean forward to get some of that load off of that supporting leg. Try to keep your chest up tall and maintain a strong posture. To review the shape of the stance, standing foot 45 degrees outward, other foot about one step in front. You can turn your hips a little bit to extend that stance. Sit down, don't let your chest cave too far forward, don't let too much weight be on that front foot or that back heel come off of the ground. All right, now I will show you a couple of different drills that you can do to practice getting in and out of Xubu quickly. The first goes from Xubu to tixi. Tixi means to raise your knee. For this Xubu, we'll have both of our hands blocking on the same side as our extended foot. So if my right foot is in front, I'll block my right hand extended, my left hand blocking by my elbow, and then I'll raise to tixi. Start in a chambered position. Hands are tight palms at my waist. My right foot will turn out to the side to start as I do my Xubu on my left side. Tixi, step chamber, Xubu. Tixi, step chamber, Xubu. Tixi, step chamber, Xubu. Tixi, step chamber. This drill is great because in Xubu, 100% of your weight should be on that standing leg, and then you keep all of that weight on that leg for tixi. It is great to practice your balance. All right, the next drill is to practice getting in and out of Xubu quickly and easily. This is from tantui, which is the 10 roads of tantui. There are a million different Wushu exercises that you can be learning to practice all of your stance work. Tantui is a set of many of them, and this is one of those. So there are 3 segments of this movement. The first one will start chambered at our waist, horse stance, bow stance, up, Xubu. That's the first part of this exercise. Again, chambered at our waist, horse stance, bow stance, up, Xubu. The other side, chamber, horse stance, bow stance, up, Xubu. First, the fist movements are a punch, then there are hit again, then you're blocking by your knee and over your head. That's the first part of this movement. The second part, from Xubu Here, you're gonna turn under to gongbu. That is the second part of this movement. So from the Xubu, turn, hit. From the other side, turn, hit. Finally, the third part of this movement, from one hand punching us to the side and one hand punching forward. Your forward hand is gonna grab, snap kick, horse stance, bow stance. Again, from here, grab, snap kick, horse stance, bow stance. And then you're back at the first part. So 3 parts of this move. The first part, chamber, horse stance, bow stance, up, down. The second part, turn into gongbu. The third part, grab, snap kick, horse stance, bow stance. And then it repeats. Let me show you the whole thing together. Standing to the side, chamber, mabu, gongbu, up, Xubu. Turn your body. One hand is to the front, one hand is to the side. Grab, snap kick, mabu, gongbu, up, Xubu. Turn. One hand is to the front, one hand is to the side. Grab, snap kick, mabu, gongbu, up, Xubu. Turn. Grab, snap kick, mabu, gongbu. All right, that is the exercise. You might slowly be getting a sense for why people don't like this stance very much. It is very difficult to move in and out of, and it burns out your quads pretty fast. But hopefully these exercises will help you move fluidly and strongly through the stance. Okay, all right, that is the exercise. The next thing that we gotta talk about is depth. The technical standard for a Xubu is that your supporting leg is parallel with the floor. That supporting thigh is parallel to the ground. This is very hard to do. I don't know exactly when this codification came about, but when I look at previous generations of Wushu, I often see stances that are very low, but just a little bit higher. The depth of the stance didn't reach quite as low of a point, but as the athlete is a little bit taller, it lets them very quickly go into the stance and then move on to the next thing. They hit it and then they keep flowing in their routine. Whereas in modern competition now, because you really want to get that thigh parallel to the floor and you want to show the judge that you hit it, oftentimes the empty stance becomes its own to-do. A common strategy is to put it at the very end of your form when all your cardio is spent and you use your remaining 1% battery of your thigh to hit the stance and then get off the floor. Getting into that low stance quickly without letting your chest completely fall forward and then getting yourself back up, this is very hard to do, so I'm going to show you how I train it. One method of training is to gradually decrease the height of your Xubu using a chair, or if you are at a gym, you can use plates to vary the height. Basically, you will stand on one leg with your foot out to 45 and then slowly sink yourself to Xubu and then practice standing back up. Hit the stance, stand back up. Hit the stance, stand back up. As you get better at this, you can lower and lower the height that you're trying to hit in order to slowly get that depth. That is one strategy for training Xubu lower. However, I actually didn't do that in order to get my Xubu lower. How I did it personally is that I worked more generally on strength in my legs, and then I also trained going directly into the stance how I wanted to exactly in my form. Some of the exercises that I trained in order to build my leg strength were Cossack squats. You can do these starting with body weight and then adding weight as you get stronger. Shrimp squats, and then of course pistol squats. All of these squat variations helped build strength in my legs, and the good news is that there already exists a plethora of really high quality YouTube content on how to do these squat variations. I will link some reputable sources in the description. Once I had an underlying level of strength in my legs, then I went directly into trying to hit that low Xubu using directly the movements that I had in my choreography. So I would practice it by doing the movement before, the Xubu, and the movement after to train getting in and out of that stance really quickly. Here are some examples that I trained. These are combos from the first compulsory. Okay, enough Xubu for one day. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments, and good luck, jayo! By the way, if you're enjoying these videos and you want to deepen your Wushu practice but need some individualized attention, you can check out the link in the description to book some time with me for private coaching. I think that everybody's Wushu journey is very different. Maybe you had background as a gymnast or a high-level dancer, in which case you would train very differently from somebody who is learning to move for the first time. No matter who you are, if you want some help, reach out. I would love to work with you.